Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, September 5th, 2025. Welcome to another eBay video. Today's main topic is going to be something very interesting and something that's worried me for some time. It has to do with some international buyers who are up to no good. Now, I've talked about this topic over the last few months on and off, but this week I found out something else that's very concerning, something that's never happened to me before, and I'm going to make you aware of it, and that's my main topic for tonight. Also, I have a lot of other eBay topics that I want to talk about. I want to talk about eBay introducing automated positive feedback. I also want to talk about a nice, not huge, but nice increase in sales this week. Also, I want to do some updates about last week's video, some topics I covered, and as many other eBay topics as I can squeeze into half an hour. Yes, you heard me right, half an hour. Not 1 hour, not an hour and a half, not 2 hours. I just don't know how people can make videos that duration. I have always found that you guys have a basic half an hour cutoff, and I don't want to lose anybody by going any longer. So that being said, let's get right into it. And I'm going to start off with some updates from things we talked about last week. Do you remember I was complaining about a lowball offer I received on a really hot, popular item? The item was $125. This lowball offered me $50. And what pissed me off, and I'll admit I was pissed, what pissed me off is this item is like gold. Anyone that has this item can easily get $125 on eBay. If they're willing to wait, they may have to wait a month. That's what I said to you last week. I declined his offer and I blocked him because he's just so unreasonable. The fact that I even have the item makes it worth the $125. And I said to you guys, I guarantee you I'll sell it. I may have to wait a month. I didn't have to wait a month. I waited 3 days. Another buyer came in, paid the full $125, and out it went. And that, folks, is how it goes. Not every buyer is the right buyer for your item, but the right guy will come along if you're willing to wait. If you have something you know is worth top dollar, hold off. If you want to give the guy a little bit of a break, $110, $115, nothing wrong with that. But $50 is just out of the question. I found it insulting. Another problem I'm having an increase with two things on eBay that are concerning. One is bad addresses. I had a guy write to me this week and say, I bought these from you last month and I never picked them up. They're being sent back to you. What can you do about this? Nothing. The tracking shows it was delivered. He was supposed to pick the items up at some kind of a substation. They held them for several weeks. He never picked them up. Supposedly they're on their way back to me, but I haven't received them. I said, hey buddy, the only thing you can do is open up an item not received case and let eBay take it from there. He hasn't opened it yet, but I'm sure he will. I also have had another guy contact me and say, the item shows delivered, but I don't have it. I want you to contact the carrier and I want you to launch an investigation and let me know where my item is. I'm Crazy New York Driver. I'm not Detective Lieutenant Columbo, okay? My job is to ship it to the address you provide. I did that. The tracking shows I did that. Open an item not received case if you have to. But as a codicil to that story, it so happens that he contacted his mailman and they found the item. It was supposedly misdelivered That's what he told me. And it was a cheap item too, maybe $15 or $16. But anyway, that's straightened out. As I said earlier in the video, eBay has rolled out automatic positive feedback. I believe it was 2 days ago. Now, if you look at your feedback, let's say you looked at it last night and the last two numbers were 25, and you woke up this morning and you see it's 30. You click your feedback and it looks the same, meaning the same comments are on top that you remember seeing last night. What you have to do, top right, is your little performance box. Right underneath there, there's a check box that you will have to check that says show automated feedback. So if you want to see the automatic feedback, the automated feedback that eBay left, you would have to check that box and then it would populate. So I hope that is clear to you guys. But this is a very good step on eBay's part. I give them credit for this. The automated feedback does not appear on top because it's really less important than personal feedback left by a buyer. So I think eBay has definitely taken a step forward in this. Well done, guys. As I said, the second problem I've been having is people buying an item from me that's incorrect for their vehicle, meaning they didn't read. And what do? Do you want to take a guess what they do? Do they press the button that says return this item? Easy. Nope. Do they press the button that says contact seller? Easy. Nope. Somehow they spend time Googling me and getting my number and calling me. Twice this week this happened. I do not accept any out-of-state calls, okay? Because anytime I get an out-of-state call, let's say from Montana, there's only two possibilities. Number one, it's a robocall. That is the better of the two possibilities. Number two, it's an eBay buyer who's going to complain he bought the wrong size. Now, as I said, I normally don't answer, but occasionally robocallers will spoof their number and make it look local, and I'll get a robocaller. They'll slip through. Hello, can I speak to the office manager or owner, please? And anytime I get one of them, I immediately say this. I'm going to be doing some singing for you. The song that I've chosen is Blue Christmas. And I start right in singing, I'll have a blue Christmas. And I just go through the whole song just to break balls. And I get one of two reactions. Reaction number one is they try and talk over me. I need to speak to the owner or manager, please. Is this the owner or the manager? And I just keep right on singing until I hear that click. Or they realize they're being jerked around and they immediately terminate the call. So what happened the other day was I got a call from out of state, Montana, and I thought it was a robocaller. And I had a few minutes. I decided I'd have some fun, so I'd answer. Well, the joke was on me. It was an eBay buyer who bought the wrong key. I said to him, do you know the trouble I went through when I listed this key? I listed the key, I showed the actual lock it fits, gave the descriptions, close-up pictures, and you still didn't read directions. And he said to me, well, I drive a Cadillac. I thought all Cadillac keys were the same. I said to him, listen, you pulled a bonehead, dumb move. But I can understand that because not everybody is cut out to be buying stuff online. I get it. What I don't get is that you would have the nerve to take the sale off eBay and contact me directly. What made you do that? And he started laughing like it was a big joke. I'm not kidding. Like it's a big joke. And of course, he was an older person. But do any of you guys, and I've asked this in the past, is there anybody watching this video that periodically has eBay buyers call them when they purchase the wrong size? I want to know, is it just me? I don't know too many eBay sellers that have this problem, although I do hear of it occasionally. All right, next topic. This is going to be long because I want to explain this. This is the main topic of the video. It has to do with overseas buyers with bad intentions, meaning buyers who will send you a best offer, never intending to pay. And boy, do I have a good one for you this week. In the past, I've told you 3 countries that I will not sell to. All right? Now, if they do the buy it now and pay right away, well, that's a different story. Okay? Sure. Their money is green. But no matter what offer I'm sent from the following 3 countries, I will not accept it. I don't care if it's a penny less than what I'm asking. The 3 countries are Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Brazil, our neighbor to the south. There is a big fallacy with eBay International best offers. And we've talked about this for years. eBay gives all international buyers 4 days to pay, which is bad news number 1. This ain't a layaway. This ain't Rick's Pawn Shop, all right? This is an online business, a marketplace. I, to this day, don't know of any online venue that international buyers have 4 days to pay. But put that aside for the moment. If they don't pay you, your item's off the shelf, all right? No one else is going to see it. And you'll have to relist it when they sting you. And eBay will not sanction them in any way. It's just a total loss, and the word is out there. Now, most international buyers are good, honest buyers. But it's been my experience, those 3 countries are the 3 worst. So when you get a chance, do you agree with me that those are the 3 worst countries? And if not, type in your candidates below. Now, before I tell you what happened to me, I want to tell you a story about what happened to one of my subscribers that fits in with this perfectly. This happened to him. He contacted me the other day. I'm not going to name him. I'm not looking to make anybody look bad. And fellow seller who told me this story, please don't take this personally, all right? We talked about this in text, and I have to present this case so that nobody else does this, all right? So here's what happened firstly to my subscriber. Some time ago, he listed an item on eBay, and a buyer from the United States sent him a best offer on the item, and he thought the offer was reasonable, and eBay said he'd be paid right away. He accepted it. He was never paid, in spite of the nice green lettering that says you'll be paid right away. He never got a dime. So time goes by. He had to relist the item. Okay. It happens, I guess. Somewhere down the road, I'm not sure how long it was. It may have been a month. It may have been 2 months. I don't know. He gets a best offer on the same exact item. It's the same buyer again offering the same amount. Once again, the seller accepts the offer because eBay says he'll be paid right away. And what happens? He doesn't see a dime. This is the second time the same guy has done it to him. So he's got to wait the 4 days. He relists the item. Then he contacts me the other day, explains what happened, and says to me, I'm thinking about blocking this buyer. I said, you're thinking about blocking him? I said, how did you let it get to this point? You should have blocked him after he stung you the first time. I said, hey, nobody likes bad buyers, I said. But this time, I said, I got to be honest with you. It's on you. There's an old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And this particular seller, in my opinion, left the door open to get screwed over a second time. If someone doesn't pay me once, they're getting blocked, all right? So I'd like to hear your opinion on that little story. And while you're thinking about what you want to tell me, let me tell you what happened to me this week, because this is a first. In the past, I've told you how buyers from certain countries will offer me reasonable best offers, sometimes going within $1 of my asking price. But they will never add one more dollar and click buy it now. Never. Which shows malice intent. So here's what happened this week. On Sunday, I got a best offer of $43 on a $50 item. In my opinion, that's a reasonable offer, and I was on mobile. I was just about to click accept when I noticed eBay says the buyer will have 4 days to pay. Now, I didn't even look at the country right away. As soon as I see that, that's an automatic decline. Then I looked at the country, and where was it? Brazil, our neighbor to the south. Decline. All right? Next day, Monday. The same buyer from Brazil, our neighbor to the south, sends me a best offer of, get this, $50 on a $50 item. How is that even possible, and how is that allowed? If I'm asking $50 and he's claiming he's willing to spend $50, why doesn't he just click the buy it now? Think about that. If he would click buy it now, he would pay now, and he would have the item on the way to him. No, he offered me full price, knowing he was never going to pay for the item. This is a true story. I'm not even sure how that's allowed by eBay. Now, if he would have offered me $49.95 or some amount like that, technically, I can understand how it would actually go through. But he offered me full price without committing to buy the item. I don't get this. This is some kind of a black hole. So given that, theoretically, think about this. Is it possible he could have offered me $60 on a $50 item? Of course, not willing to pay, but think about that. Now, this goes back to what I said earlier. This guy's obviously a loose screw. I declined the offer and I blocked him. He'll never be able to do that to me again. All right? My block list is so freaking huge, it's unbelievable. All right? I'm here to do business. E-commerce. Not make buddies, okay? I'm sometimes appalled, just crazily appalled by some of the things that the things that people from those three countries do. Let me repeat them again, just in case you forgot them. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Brazil. So I ask you guys, when you have a chance, in the comment section, tell me what 2 or 3 countries you yourself have had the most problems with in your eBay career, because I'm very interested in this. Now for a topic that I think is a little funny. A customer called me the other day, and he wanted a particular item. I wasn't sure if I had it, but he insisted on coming by with the car. As soon as he pulled up with the car, and I came out to look at what he wanted, I looked at the driver, and he looked so familiar. I said, "Do I know you?" Now, I'm going to hold up his picture and you tell me if you think he looks like anybody. All right? Does he look like anybody you might know from the movies? All right? I'm not going to throw out the name, but I want to see if you guys make the same connection that I did. If he's not a dead ringer, okay? I mean, really. Unbelievable, but true. One more topic I want to cover before I let you guys go. In last week's video, I had my main topic and several subtopics. And I'm often amazed that people will not react to the main topic, but they will latch on to one of the smaller subtopics, and everybody will seem to comment on something that I didn't think was too important. Well, that's what happened with last week's video. Do you want to know what I got most comments about? And not just in the comment section, in text messages and email. Do you want to know? It was when I made a small little reference to YouTubers making clickbait videos and trying to get money from you guys. I was shocked, absolutely appalled by the messages I got from you guys. Everyone agreeing with me, all of you saying you're sick of it. Several of you guys mentioned specific channels, and I'm not going to name them here because that's not what this is about. But you're all in agreement about these clickbait videos. For instance, where it's related to eBay, they'll say like, I am quitting eBay. I am done with eBay for good. You play the video? None of that is true. None of it. It's despicable. What's really irritating me are these channels that are trying to juice you to spend money to switch over to something called locals, which is similar to YouTube, but with unrestricted content, meaning violence is allowed, blood is allowed, all kinds of stuff like that is allowed. All the big channels, every one of them, well, I shouldn't say every one, but most every one of them has now incorporated locals into their channel, and they're trying to get a monthly membership from you good people. Again, in all fairness, this is not eBay related content that's doing the locals because of the nature of these videos. But they're juicing people from anywhere from like $4 to $12 a month. And these people are buying into it. Now, part of the reason for this, in my opinion, is that a lot of them show graphic violence. I don't know if any of you guys have encountered any of this, but I have, because although I'm really an eBay guy, I do like watching other type videos, and these other type videos sometimes lend themselves to this kind of thing. So their reasoning for trying to juice everybody to join locals is they say that YouTube will can their channel if they show the violence like that, which I do believe is true. But they could still have a locals set up without juicing you for money. There's no rule that says you can't have a locals channel as a free public service. They're looking to juice you, every one of them, okay? And of course, people selling their hats, t-shirts, gloves, or whatever they can get away with doing, being a channel friend or a channel member so you get extra perks. You know, that's not what YouTube was about when I joined in 2007. None of these things existed. The first thing to come out that I remember in the late 2000s was Cafe Press, where people would sell their t-shirts, which was relatively harmless. Nothing wrong with that, but it's really blown out of hand lately. And I was really happy that you guys seem to agree with me on this. Something's got to give, man. This is too much. It's too much commercialism, all right? Making videos on YouTube was always meant to be, you know, fun, enjoyable, a little something on the side. but it seems that people are actually using it as their main source of income. More than they're making on eBay. I can name a bunch of people off the top of my head that are making more money on YouTube than they are selling on eBay. I'm not throwing any names out there, but like I told you, I know somebody who's got 5 YouTube channels. Who needs 5 channels? I've got 1 channel. That's all I've ever had. It's too much. You know, if he's spending all that time making YouTube videos, he can't be selling on eBay. He can't. Then he makes these videos complaining why he's not making money and why this ain't working right. Why do you think? Anyway, guys, I've kept you long enough. We're coming up on half an hour pretty soon. I'm Crazy New York Driver. You're not. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it enlightening, informative, and enjoyable. Please comment below on any of the topics I've discussed or any eBay topics you wish to discuss. Labor Day is over. As I said earlier, I did see an increase in sales this week. However, I'm still having dry spells. For instance, I made a sale, let's say Thursday afternoon, yesterday afternoon, let's just say 4 o'clock. I've sold nothing since then. Nothing! But I had a couple of decent days this week, so I think we're on the road to recovery. I really do. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys make a ton of money on eBay. Rock on and peace!